like everybody else, we all peek at the schedule. You looked at it, you see kind of the early challenges with the division games, a quick opportunity to play the Packers and Bears. There's a stretch there where you play the AFC North. And then after the bye week, it gets a little bit tough with some matchups against the Commanders and the Eagles. What did you make of the schedule? And I know people are looking at the departure of Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn and how difficult this schedule is, but there are opportunities versus some teams that I think there's some wins there that should help this football team get to double-digit wins. How did you look at the schedule as it played out? Is it really that tough? Like some people are making it out to be?
Well, I'll tell you this. When I first just learned of the opponents back like in January, I was like, oh, this isn't going to be fun. Especially when you saw the home and the away. Like, could we trade or swap a couple of those home and aways in those divisions? And I'd feel a little bit better because when I look at the schedule, I kind of go back to what Lomas Brown said back in the early 90s, the year the Lions went 12-4, and that they won all their home games and they won half their road games. That would be pretty impressive this year. And I think all their home games are winnable. I think that's the easier part of their schedule. Now, as we know, John, no game is a guaranteed win in the NFL. You can lose any week. And the Lions do have some advantageous things, like you said. I mean, if you look at the travel distance, they don't have to travel, other than going to the Rams. They travel to KC in the middle of the country. Everything else is in the Midwest and the Northeast. So that is good. It's going to be hard. But the other thing a lot of other people might be overlooking is Philly's going to have a hard schedule. Washington has a hard schedule. The Bears have, I think, the hardest schedule. The Packers have a hard schedule. Like, everybody that's supposed to be good in the NFC has a tough schedule, and they're all pretty much playing each other. So I look at it as some 3-packs, right? You open the season, 3 tough games right there. At Chicago, home against the Bears. It's a 3-pack. I don't like opening against a division rival. I kind of wish the NFL wouldn't do that across the board. I think it gives you time to warm up a little bit against somebody else. And even if things don't go perfect, it's maybe not as consequential. And then later on, you've got that 3-pack with Kansas City, Tampa, and Minnesota right in a row. Cincinnati, Kansas City, and Tampa before the bye week. And then coming right out of the bye week, good thing you have that bye because you're busy right in a row with Minnesota, Washington, and Philly. So they're going to be tested early and often. But you said the concern some people have is the Lions lost their coordinators. They did, but they only lost 2 starters on this team. And there's going to be so much familiarity. They're going to learn some tweaks to the system and some adjustments to the offensive and defensive systems. But most of these players already know each other. And that right there is something that takes time to gel, and they won't have to do as much there.